Hello viewers, welcome to my YouTube channel Curiosity Box, and this is my review of the WandaVision finale. So this was episode 9 and I got dressed especially for the finale. I got the Welcome to Westview t-shirt, home it's where you make it, and this bit's embroidered. And then I also got these sort of black and white fuzzy tally trousers and happened to have Spider-Man socks on and a sparkly cardigan. I just thought I'd get dressed up for it. I got up at about 6 a.m. getting ready, having my breakfast for the UK release at 8 a.m. So to be honest, after the episode finished, I had to go and spend some time dressing my Disney new-emos and changing their outfits because I had to process what I thought of the episode, because I felt a bit flat after watching it. The hype, the excitement was kind of too much for what the episode actually was. Now, I haven't watched any of the Easter egg videos or theory videos or what that character did in the comics type videos, but I can binge watch them all now, so that's really fun. I didn't have any other competing theories about what might happen apart from my own theory, and my own theory proved to be that basically what happened. So I wasn't surprised by anything. I was just kind of disappointed there wasn't like a big surprise character reveal or a surprise cameo. I was kind of disappointed about that because I was just getting excited and I wasn't underwhelmed. I'm not very whelmed by that. There's no whelm at all. Shall we go through my notes then? So we had the previously on WandaVision and saw the gold flash with the silhouette of her in her sort of outfit. I hadn't actually noticed that at the end of the last episode. So it basically continues straight on from that. And Agatha's camp wants Wanda to explode and to give Agatha all her powers. And at first she's got the boys on a leash, then she lets the boys go into their room and go hide in their room. And then I think that then Agatha, she takes some of Wanda's powers and she's like, give me some of your powers, I'll let you have Westview and let me live in this environment and be safe if you give me some of your powers. But Wanda didn't want that, so she throws a car at their house, and then what looked like there's a pair of black boots underneath, and it looked like the Wicked Witch of the West, kind of Wizard of Oz style. And then the White Vision, he lands inside Westview and lands in front of Wanda, and he's got a sort of bluey greeny gem in his head, and then he starts crushing Wanda's skull, and then Red Vision comes along and he saps White Vision, and White Vision goes flying down the end of the street and there's a big explosion, but he hasn't defeated him, of course he hasn't. So White Vision starts coming back and Agatha's all all over him and just lording it over him and cackling their head off. Then Red Vision's fighting White Vision, then Wanda flies off into the sky to help him fight the bad guys. And then the fake Pietro has trapped Monica in a house this bit was a bit rubbish because he's got her trapped in the house and he doesn't really do anything. And so White Vision is fighting Red Vision, and White Vision, it looks beautiful actually, it looks really good. And then Tyler Hayward, the mean guy, is watching from outside the Hex place. Then Jimmy Woo, he's got a phone and he can call the people to come and get Tyler, because Tyler wants to eliminate Wanda. So Jimmy Woo's called Quantico and Tyler, and they're going to come and get him. And then Jimmy frees himself from the handcuffs and he's ringing a guy called Cliff. He says, you coming, mate? And Zach, I don't know who Cliff is. Now one day she lands in the town centre of Westview. Then the Presto delivery guy drives past like, I'm just the messenger. And the Presto delivery guy's been really weird all through this series. Like, he's only turned up like a couple of times, but he's always been really weird. And it's never explained that. It's just, and then Agatha talks about this Darkhold book, and it talks about how the Scarlet Witch is created, and she says the Scarlet Witch is forged and her destiny is to destroy the world. And Wanda's saying, I'm not the Scarlet Witch. And then Dottie, the illusion comes off it and she's really Sarah, and Agatha is taking all the illusions off the characters. So they're all like realising what's happening, and they're all gathering round Wanda saying, free us. And Monica, and she finds out Pietro is really Ralph Boone, and he says, Boone. It's like, I didn't get that bit. What was the point of that? Then she's like, she sort of fights him, like punches him to the ground and like, and then she notices he's got a magic necklace on, which Agatha's put him on, and that's what's controlling him. So she just rips the necklace off, and then he's just Ralph again. So that was a bit rubbish, to be honest. And then Billy uses telepathy because he's at home with Tommy, and he's like, oh no, Mum's in trouble. So they go off to help her. And then the townspeople, they say, when you let us sleep, we have your nightmares. I thought that was an interesting line. And the townspeople just demanding Wanda lets them go. And then it's like they're all coming in, and she goes, and so she has a big magic ball stress out. She accidentally hits him and they all fall to the floor. And then Wanda starts to make Westview back to its real self again, to let the residents leave. Agnes, Agatha's laughing her head off still, cackling all the time. Then Red Vision's fighting White Vision, but he blasts Red Vision, and Red Vision's falling to the floor. And then, because Wanda's destroying Westview, Vision starts glitching and like being dusted but in pixel form, and Billy and Tommy start glitching and like dusted in pixel form, but she's like, no, I want them. So she stops destroying Westview, and then Agatha stealing Wanda's powers again, and her hands turn black and grey. Then Sword turns up, and they've got access to inside Westview now. Then the whole family are fighting the bad guys. White Vision is programmed to destroy her Red Vision, but Red Vision says, I'm not a real vision, I'm only a conditional vision. And the boys, one says boys and the military, so the boys using their powers to stop Sword. And then Wanda goes off into the sky to fight Agatha. Then Tyler Haywood tries shooting, but Monica uses her powers to stop the bullets to protect the kids, but Billy can also stop the bullets, so they stop the bullets, and Tyler gets in his van and I think he's going to drive at him, but then Darcy turns up in the food truck and she rams into Tyler's van and says, "You're going to jail." And I thought that was a little bit of an anticlimax for Darcy, because like they went off to have this idea and then just all after she rams into their van. So they built it up and then she doesn't really do much in the climax, which is a bit disappointing. And then we have the Visions talking philosophically, and they talk about the ship of Theseus and say, if you replace the planks on this boat and then replace the rest of the boat, is it the same boat? And that is the exact same thing that happened in Doctor Who when the 12th Doctor was going, if you replace a broom handle and then later on you replace the broom to that, as it's still the same broom. So they did that in Doctor Who before. So a lot of things Doctor Who has done on TV first, which is interesting. So Red and White Vision having this philosophical discussion, then Red Vision restores White Vision's memories. So White Vision is Vision again. But then White Vision, we don't see what happened, where he goes or anything. He just leaves. But then Red Vision is back with the boys, and Wanda takes Agatha back in time to face her coven. But then all the witches, Wanda thinks they're going to get Agatha, but the witches start chanting Wanda and saying she's a Scarlet Witch, harbinger of chaos. And Wanda's crown, it starts appearing over her head, and Agatha really wants Wanda's power, promises she can have Westview and have a nice little family. And Wanda's fighting Agatha and blasting her power at her, and Wanda's getting ravaged because she's the power, because Agatha's taking all the power. Agatha's cackling, and then said Westview will always be broken. And then Agatha's power isn't working, and it's because Wanda's cast runes in the sky. Because Wanda's cast the runes, that means she's the only witch who can do the powers. And then Wanda becomes the Scarlet Witch with her outfit on. She drains Agatha of all her power, and then Agatha and Wanda land back down again, and Wanda is trapping Agatha in her vision creation of Westview, and she transforms her back into Agnes. And then says Westview's real, the Vision says, but just not for us. So they go to their ideal home in their ideal Westview, and then more of the hex is lifting over the town. It's going closer and closer to their home. So Wanda and Vision and the boys head home, and they took the boys into bed. And Wanda says, thanks for choosing me to be your mom. Then the hex is coming down and lifts from the town centre. Then Wanda turns out the lamps, but Vision puts on a lamp because he wants to see her to say goodbye, and the red blast is coming towards him to destroy Vision. And Red Vision asks what he is, and Wanda says he's a piece of the Mind Stone that lives in Wanda, and he's a sadness, hope and love. And he says, who knows what I might be next. And they say, well, let's say goodbye, and then it's inevitable they'll say hello again, which they will, because White Vision is there now and he's got his memories back. So Vision is dissolving, and he says, so long, darling, and the visual effects are really cool. And Wanda is then in the original Westview, and she's on the plot of the potential home, and she's in the footprint of the house, and then Wanda walks into town with her hood up, and the residents are all staring at her, but they don't really remember. So she talks to Monica, and Monica's very sympathetic to Wanda because she shares her feelings about stuff, and Monica understands Wanda's motivation, and Monica's awesome, I love it. And then Wanda flies off, and she's got her Scarlet Witch outfit on. She flies into the sky. And then after a bit of the credits, we get Jimmy Woo. And he's like all the boss debriefing all Sword and everybody, and Tyler's being arrested. Then Monica is called to the theatre, and there's a boss person, and she transforms, and it turns out the boss person who's sent to do the job is a Skrull, and she's sent by an old friend of your mother's, Nick Fury. And then she says, and this old friend wants to meet Monica, and she says, where? And she points to the sky, i.e. Nick Fury wants to meet Monica in space, and Monica's really excited about that. And then we get an after credits scene, and there's a big forest and mountains, and Wanda's got this wooden chalet, and she's sat on the porch, and she's thinking, and she goes in and makes a cup of tea. But then we go through to this other room, this back room, and there's another Wanda there, dressed as a Scarlet Witch. She's floating, and we hear Billy and Tommy saying, "Mom, save us." So that was confusing. So I suppose don't really expect everything to be explained, because these shows building up to the movies in the next phase. So yeah, I don't know, I just thought it'd be more interesting, the finale, rather than just being exactly what I thought it would be. I think some fan theories are sometimes a bit more exciting and more imaginative, but I have to all the visuals were really good. I just thought, oh, Red Vision's going to fight White Vision. I knew that he was going to get White Vision, was going to be Vision again, so it's just obvious. And then the rest of it, most of it was just Agatha cackling and taking power back and forth, and says, "Wanda, you can have Westview, give me your power." But we don't really see much motivation for what Agatha was going to do with her power. We didn't, it's like, we can have Westview, it's like, but Agatha was a bit daft, because she already knew that. She showed Wanda what Westview really was. So, like, why, if that was what Westview really was, a lie that Wanda's made up, you've already showed her that, why would you use it as a bribe, saying you can have this thing, but I've already showed you that it's false and made up of lies? It's like, don't make sense. And especially when she says, "Oh, there's another version," it's like, "Oh, but you can have Westview and this." But I'm like, oh. It's like, I thought it was a bit disappointing. And then that fake Pietro. Then we had a stupid Beavis and Butter joke. And then nothing happened with that either. So, pointless, wasn't it? His character was just basically completely pointless. It's like, it didn't really have an effect on anything, really. think I prefer the start. I think everything was a bit rushed, to be honest. I would have liked more episodes and more of the start of the series with the fake sitcom and stuff. I enjoyed those bits a bit more, but I'm not sure because we didn't get that much explanation, and don't know. But I'm excited to see the Falcon and the Winter Soldier and review that and see if it connects with WandaVision. So there will be another video after this talking about my top 10 moments of the show, and probably after I've watched all the Easter egg stuff and learned about stuff. I'm just really not sure, so I'm excited to for the rest of today to follow it on Twitter and see what people think and that. So I hope you have enjoyed this video, and thank you for watching. Yay. Oh, and if you have any fan art requests for WandaVision, then please let me know. So yeah, hope you have enjoyed this video, and thank you for watching. Yay.